Hi class, so welcome to another video, and today we're going to answer your assignment number 2. Okay, so medyo tinatamad si sir, assignment number 2 lang nagawa, no? But the point here is, I'm giving you this assignment to give you an idea on how you're going to do your case study. So, now, marami kasi nagbibigay sa inyo mga topic ko, sir, pwede po ba to? Pwede po to, sir, pwede po ba to? Okay po ba to? Okay, so my stand here is, napapansin ko, lagi niyong binibigay sa akin ay solution. So, again, I'm not looking for solution. I'm looking for a problem. Okay? Problem. Or, you have a question. Okay? So, yun. Okay, magbigay sa akin ng magbibigay sa akin ng title. Okay? Okay, magbibigay sa akin ng title kasi hindi ko naman yan hinihingi. Hindi ko hinihingi yan. Okay? Okay, now, going back to your assignment. Okay, so this is a kind of assignment we're in. Application of, you're going to apply, so here you're going to apply different kinds of tests. But for this kind of problem, you're going to use only one kind of test. Now, the question is why? Okay? Why are you going to use only one kind of test for the particular problem? Because for this kind of problem, okay, marami tayong klase ng tools. So remember Z-test, we also have T-test, we also have P-test, we also have ANOVA. Okay? So, marami tayong klase ng test in statistics. But, there are only, but the problem is, you cannot use all of them. Okay, you cannot. There will only be specific kind of test for a particular problem. Okay? So, for this assignment that I've given you, nakadepende sa kind of problem. Okay, so, nakadepende sa type of population. Yung particular na test, and then based from test na yan, dyan magdidepende ang mga formula na gagamitin ninyo. Now, looking at the assignment, there are, okay, so meron tayong two kinds of population here. So we have, okay, so neighborhood number 1, and we have neighborhood number 2. Okay, so our population number 1, so sabi dito, ito yung population na merong herbicide. Okay? Ito naman, no herbicide. Okay? So, dito sa herbicide, dito sa population na merong herbicide, nagtest sila ng, which is N is equals to, N is equals to 827 dogs. And out of 827 dogs, meron silang na-discover na test and diagnosed equals 473 dogs. So, ibig sabihin, out of 827 na population ng dogs dun sa community na merong herbicide is 473 dogs yung merong diagnosed. So, on the other hand naman, dito sa community na walang herbicides, so, ang meron sa kanilang dogs is 130, and then, ang diagnosed sa kanila is 19 lang. Okay? So, the question here is there a statistical difference between the two populations? Okay? So, is there a statistical difference between the two populations? Or we're trying to say H0 or null hypothesis is may effect ba ang herbicide? Okay? May effect ba ang herbicides? So, yun yung hypothesis mo. Now, we're going to compare population number 1 with population number 2. So, okay. So, there are many kinds of test, diba, na sinabi ko sa inyo. There could be Z-test, T-test, ANOVA, or you're going to basically do the P. You're going to find the P value. But for this kind of population, since you have many population and you have many tested, okay, so gagamit ka ng Z-test. Now, question, bakit Z-test? So, para masagot yung tanong nyo, gagamit kayo ng Z-test kapag yung population nyo is more than 50. Okay? And for anything less than 50 population size or sample size, you're going to use T-test. t-test versus t-test. Okay? Papansin nyo na ba the difference between g-test and t-test? So, z-test is when you have more than 50 sample size, and t-test is we have less than. Now, going back to the problem, you have more than 50 samples. So, you're going to use t-test. Ayoko mag-camera ngayon. Hindi naman importante yun. Importante yung record ako. Nagre-record ako, may klase ako. So we're going to use z-test. Now, since z-test ang gagamitin natin, what are all the formulas associated or we're going to use with z-test? So, formulas. Ito lang naman mag-search eh. Formulas, okay, z-score, z-test. Okay, balikan natin yung problem na lang. Okay, ang tanong kasi dito sa problem is the standard error. Okay? Standard error formula. Okay, so standard error z-test formula. So, ito. Yan. Z-test. Ano ba yan? Z-test standard to population to proportion. Okay. So, ang formula standard error. Ito. Yan. Formula standard error. So, delete ko lang to. Okay, so z-test tayo, di ba? Naglalag ako. Okay, z-test. Now, for question number 1, we're going to find for the standard error. Bigat masyado nito. Okay, standard error. Now, our formula for the standard error of the two proportion or standard error P1 minus P2. Bigat naman ito. Bigat. Okay, so P1 minus P2 is equivalent to the square root of proportion 1 minus Q1 over N1 plus P2 Q2 over N2. O, yun ang formula. So, rewrite ko lang. So, siguro another sheet na lang ako na. So, okay. Another sheet na lang. So, giving ko na lang lahat. Okay, so for proportion number 1, okay, so n is equals to 827, and for p, population number 2, n is equals to 130. So, yung diagnose dyan, diagnose dito is 19. So, yung diagnose dito is 473. Okay, so, again, the formula that you're going to use is SE, standard error, for the proportion of 1 minus proportion of 2, or comparing proportion 1 and comparing proportion 2, is square root of P1, Q1, N1 plus P2, Q2 over N2. Now, so we have questions here. Number 1, what is P? P is the proportion itself. Now, proportion itself is how many? So, the proportion between the diagnosed and the total number. So, the proportion for number 1 is basically 473 over 827. And proportion number 2 is 19 over 130. Okay? So, yung letter Q or yung Q dyan. So, yung Q is basically nasa formula. So, Q1 is 1 minus P1, and then Q2 is equals to 1 minus P2. Okay, and we already know what N is. Okay, so standard error of the two proportion is equivalent to Okay, so P1 is 473. Oh, sorry. 173 over 827 multiplied by 1 minus 473 over 827 all over. Now, all over n is 827. Okay, so plus, extend natin yan. So, P2 is 119 over 130 multiplied by 1 minus 19 over 120, 130 all over 130. Okay, so ang sagot dyan, going to calculate it. Sagot dyan is, so standard error of the two proportions is 0.03544. Okay, so yan ang sagot. So that's the standard error. Now, hindi nyo makukuha yan kapag ibang formula na ginamit nyo. Again, as I already mentioned, nakadepende ang formula sa klase ng test na gagamitin nyo. At yung test na gagamitin nyo ay nakadepende sa population na binigay sa inyo. Like for example, if you're going to use t-test for this kind of application, malayo yon. Ibang formula yon. Okay, so again, when are you going to use t-test? So you're only going to use t-test if you have a sample or population which is less than 50, and you're going to use z if you have more than 50. Alright, so since marami ito masyado, you're going to use z-test. You're not going to use t-test. So ito yung gagamitin yung formula. So the standard error is 0.03544. So yun yung sagot sa letter A. Okay, so number B naman. Letter B pala, sorry. Letter B is construct a 95% confidence interval for this difference. Now 95% confidence interval means the question is if you're going to make it two tail or one tail. Okay, so for this kind of question is you are going to use two tails because why two tails? Okay, question is why two tails? Sir, why two tails? Okay, why two tail? Two tail. Okay, say if you have a normal distribution like this, okay, kapag sinabi mo kasi na one tail lang, you're only going to expect all the values here. But if you're going to use two-tail test, you're going to use here. Now, for a 95% confidence interval, so let's say you are saying that you know everything, that you know the probability at 95% confidence. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng 95% confidence interval. So, you're basically saying that you are confident 95%. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. You're confident. Kaya nga siya confidence interval. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, you are expecting to know that you know the 95%. So, ang remaining na hindi mo alam is 5%. Tama, di ba? You don't know what the remaining 5% is. Okay, so, again, this is since this is it's like a game of chance. Even if this is 5% probability, or let's say this is only 5% chance, it doesn't mean that it is zero. There will still be a chance na papasok yung hindi mo ina-expect dyan sa 5%. And that's saying you're not perfect. Alright? So, that is the 5% that you're lacking. Now, the two-tail here basically says that you're going to so what you don't expect is the two ends or two tails. Now, since 5% ang remaining, you divide it by 2, so you have 2 so basically you have 2.5% for each tail. So it can either be a more, or it can be the more, it could be the less or the least. You can have the least, or you can have the most. Okay, and you don't know that for 2.5% each. So yun yung ibig sabihin yan. Alright, so you're going to use two-tail test here because it's either yes or a no. For a fact that you don't really know, but the point is, at least you have 95% chance, 95% sure that you are correct. I hope you get that means. Now, so since we already know 95% confidence interval, I hope you already ask yourself, how are you going to do the 95% confidence interval? Now, the answer to your question is going back again to the formula. Alright, now going back again to the formula of the z-test or z-score. So, makikita nyo doon sa construction of confidence interval under z-test. Ang formula dyan is the proportion itself, the difference of the proportion between the two. So, which is basically proportion number 1 minus proportion number 2 plus and minus the z-score. Okay? So, basically the z-score multiplied by the standard error for the proportion of 1 minus proportion of 2. So, yan lang ang formula for the confidence interval. Now, you see here positive or negative. Okay? So, naalala nyo yung draw ko kanina. So, ito. Yan. So, this is negative and this is positive. You're expecting that one to happen. It could be a yes or it could be a no. Right? So, you are saying that there is a confidence interval. Right? Okay. So, delete natin yan. So, this is the formula for the confidence interval for z-test. Now, for the proportion number 1, so basically, you're saying na yung proportion number 1 which is 473 minus 827 minus 19 over 130 plus or minus the z. Okay, medyo tricky. Sir, how to find the z? Okay, you have to ask Google for that one. So, what's the z? Okay, wait lang, mabagal ang laptop ko. Don't worry, mag-upgrade ako. Okay, confidence interval, sorry, 95 confidence z-score. Okay, so you see, if you have 90% confidence interval, the value for the z-score is 1.645, and if you have 95% confidence interval, that's 1.96, and you have 99% confidence interval, you have 2.576. Now, there's a problem. You also find the 95% confidence interval, and what is the equivalent z-score? So the equivalent z-score is 1.96. All right. So the z-score for this one is 1.96. So multiply by the standard error, which is yung kanina sa letter A, 0.03544. All right. 3544. Now your confidence interval, you only have, so you're going to have two values. So that could be the positive and you have the negative. So for the positive, so obviously, so that's this one plus and then negative this one. Okay. So for the positive one, you have 0. Positive one, you have 0. So if you're going to do the math, so 0.4952524, and for the negative one you have 0.3563276. So ito yung sagot. So this is the confidence interval. So the real answer is, to write the answer, ito yon. So 0.35. Sorry, lakihan ko ng konti. So ang sagot dyan is 0.3563276, 0.4652524. Okay? Yan ang sagot. So that's the confidence interval. So you start with negative and then comma positive. Larger one. Okay? So that's answer for letter B. Now for letter C, you are asked to state an appropriate conclusion. Now, basically, the z-test is all about comparing two. You're just basically comparing the two populations. Just comparing the two populations. If their means or the proportion of the two is, kind of what it says. So you're comparing the proportion number 1 with proportion number 2. Okay. So, yun lang yung gusto mong sabihin doon. You're just comparing the two proportion, the two means, or the two populations. You're not going to get anything else. So, doon ka lang strictly comparing the two proportion of a population. Yun lang. So, since you got confidence interval. Okay, so example, this is population 1, this is population 2. Di ba population 1 with herb beside? and ito naman is without herbicide, diba? So, yung confidence interval nyo nakuha is describing the population number, population 1, sorry. You are describing population 1 relative to population 2. So, yung confidence interval yung nakuha kanina, which is 0.35, 632, 0.4952. Okay, so since this is probability, multiply nyo 100% to give the chance. So this is 35.632%, and this is 49.52%. So ano interpretation yan? So interpretation yan is the population or the dogs wherein the community is exposed to the herbicide says that they are, so basically says that they are really affected by the herbicide 35.63% to 49.52%, 50% higher than without. So going outside or going beyond this interpretation of the z-score or the confidence interval of a z-score. Oh, okay, sorry, I forgot to mention that you are 95% confident that this is true. Okay, you are 95% confident that this is true, that 35.63% to 49.52% of the population 1 is higher than the population of population 2. It means to say that there is really something which is happening on the population number 1. Okay, yun lang yung interpretation mo. You cannot go beyond that. Okay, so ano bang question? Ang question dyan is, sir, dapat po ba mas mababa to? Yeah, mas mababa dapat. It means to say that there is no difference between the two. So ibig sabihin kapag mababa to, let's say 2%, 1%, or 1% or 2%, it means to say that hindi naman talaga, walang epekto yung herbicides dun sa populations. Wala. So it means wala naman difference. Ganon. So, ibig sabihin, herbicide o wala yung community, walang epekto yun sa mga dogs. Yun lang ibig sabihin, no? I hope you get that point. Okay, so that's it for the assignment. I hope you learned something. So, to wrap everything, or to wrap this up, you have first to understand your population. Alright? So, based on the understanding of your population, you're going to know what kind of test that you're going to use. So, based on the test that you're going to use now, you're going to use the appropriate formulas, and obviously, magkakaiba ang interpretation based on the test. Okay? So, for example, is iba ang interpretation if you're going to use z-test, and iba din ang interpretation if you're going to use t-test. Alright? So, you have to know first your population and what exactly do you want to know. Alright? So, pero very clear naman ang difference or distinct difference between z-test and t-test. Kasi naka-base lang naman sila sa kanilang population size. So, kung tinatamad kayo sa mga experimentation nyo at gusto nyo lang mga small samples lang, then fine, you use t-test. That, for example, yung may mga experiment na medyo marami-rami, yeah, fine. It's very good for you to use z-test. Now, question. Sir, ano pang mas reliable dun sa dalawa? Well, the rule of thumb is the higher the sample is the better. Okay? So, mas maraming test, mas maganda 'yon. Mas konti, syempre, mas less reliable 'yon. So, in terms of these two tests, mas powerful yung Z because you have more samples to test. So, yun lang naman yung point. Okay? Pero syempre, para sa mga itong tanong, another question is kailan nagiging handy yung t-test wherein you only have very small population or sample size? Nagiging handy siya for certain applications, for example, problems na masyadong mahirap makuha yung data. Okay? Ano ba may example niya? For example, if you want to test something na very rare occurrence, say, paano ba? Yung mga bagay na medyo bibihira. Okay? So, for example, basta, mahirap na test. Basta ganun yung mga bihira talaga. So, you use t-test kasi mahirap talaga makuha yung sample mo dahil bibihira sila lumabas. So, ganun. So, pag Z-test naman, yeah, magsawa-sawa ka kasi marami kang samples. So, yun lang naman. So, I hope you get the point. So, enjoy. Bye-bye.